Hey guys, I'm so glad that you were able to make it. I'm going to give you this infographic that tells you exactly what you're supposed to eat for your body type before the training session, during the training session, and after the training session. My name is Thomas, certified personal trainer, exercise scientist, and I've helped thousands of individuals lose body fat throughout the past 17 years that I've been in practice, and I would like to be able to help you as well. Before you get to the summary or the guide of what you should be eating for your body type, I'd like to impress upon you the fact that your preparatory phase is very important so that you can set yourself up so that you can lose the fat from those trouble spots and possibly prevent yourself from gaining fat in this process, because we all know sometimes when we start a new eating method or a plan, sometimes we get sidetracked, and then what often happens is we end up gaining all of that back. Well, if you listen to these 3 secrets that I have for you today, at the end of that, I'm going to give you a special offer. You're going to like it, trust me. But if you listen to these 3 secrets and take the information I give you from this video, you'll be much better off in being able to keep the fat off, improve performance overall, and avoid any fat gain. So secret number 1, 2 hormones that you have to have in check and that you can easily do without taking any magic potions, pills, or elixirs is hormone number 1, cortisol, and hormone number 2, insulin. Cortisol is affected by stress levels. And even if you think you aren't really stressed out, chances are you're really stressed out. It's just that you find ways to cope with stress. Your mind pushes things to the very, very back dark corners somewhere until it's absolutely positively so bad that you either break down or burst into tears or you rage out on someone. We obviously don't want that to happen, but there are varying levels of stress that will prevent you from losing that fat or increasing the performance the way you would like to, because stress is highly inflammatory and it's not going to allow you to give up that fat. It's going to hold on to that fat or even make you gain more abdominal fat, right? So if we have high levels of abdominal fat, as an ectomorph, these are individuals that are skinny fat, and endomorphs are more round fat overall. Mesomorphs are like rectangles with some bulge around the sides. Now, to be able to prevent you from having high levels of cortisol, the number 1 thing you need to do is reduce stress. So how do we do that? You have to be able to set up your environment in the way where you can calm things down or slow things down so you can have enough time to be able to think about it in a way that makes you feel like things will be manageable. So the one thing that you can do in any situation is step outside of the situation, take 5 minutes to just go through a breathing exercise, deep inhalation, and exhale slowly. Doing this for 5 minutes will allow you to be able to slow down whatever is challenging you in life, an argument, an accident, a serious life change, for a moment, so that we can shut down the hormone cortisol that keeps getting pumped. This hormone gets pumped constantly when we're in an alarm stage. And if you're always in an alarm stage, you're going to have a hard time getting rid of this. Number 2, insulin. Quick fix that you can do for insulin is to control how often insulin is secreted. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. It does many other things, but as it relates to fat specifically, is whenever you ingest the wrong type of macronutrient, insulin says, what are we going to do with it? So it says, if it's the wrong macronutrient or too much of the macronutrient, it's going to store it as fat, which is supposed to be a good thing because it's trying to get sugar out of your bloodstream and store it somewhere. It's either going to be sent to the muscle or to the fat, but if you're sedentary and doing the wrong exercises, you can believe this is the reason why you're accumulating fat around your trouble spots. Now, the other part of the secret number 2, goes into people are having way too much of this specific macronutrient that is leading to the fat gain, because this specific macronutrient interacts mostly with insulin, that secret number 1 hormone. And that macronutrient are carbohydrates. That's right. It's no secret that we've heard about low carbohydrate diets before, and now there's all these diet extremes out there, from ketogenic diet to intermittent fasting, very low carb diets, and all of this other stuff. They do have a place, but what you need to understand is if you eat carbohydrates in the quantities that you're supposed to eat them, right, for your body type, and if you eat the right type of carbohydrates, you could actually reduce the amount of abdominal fat that you're carrying around your body or the back of your arms or in your legs. Now, secret number 3 is if you don't do this before you start, you're probably going to have a really hard time following your body type meal plan or being able to sustain or maintain the fat loss or the performance that you're looking for. And that is, you've got to know what you need to structure before you start your nutrient meal plan for your body type. And what does that ultimately mean? Most individuals, when they start off, will take a guide like this that I'm going to provide and eat these things whenever they want to eat them. So starting off means putting a framework around the type of meals that you're going to have, when you're going to have them, because meal timing really matters. And a lot of times those hormones that I talked about earlier are really out of whack and secreted a lot when you're either eating too much, have such a large window where you're constantly snacking or eating randomly, and not enough time to allow your body to digest these foods, and also have a period when you're supposed to be technically sleeping, which means your body's in the rest and restoration mode, and instead of sleeping and restoring, it's stressing out because of all the stuff that you ate randomly throughout the day or just ate maybe 5 minutes before going to bed. And then when you wake up, your cortisol levels are really high, and it starts this whole cyclical process of number 1, stress hormones preventing the fat loss, number 2, macronutrients that you shouldn't be having too much of or the wrong type of, secreting more of the hormones, which leads to more of this fat gain, and then number 3, eating these things at the wrong time and not setting a framework up in the beginning of the program that allows your body to really be able to be as efficient as possible with the foods that it's supposed to eat at the right times. All right, excellent. So that kind of was a mouthful. I'm sending you a summary of this via email. Here's what I want to do for you today. If you look below this, you'll see the add to cart button. Now, for $97, normally I would charge $197 for this plan, but for $97, I would like to be able to give you a framework to start a plan that will allow you to reduce the body fat that you have or prevent any fat gain before you get into a meal plan that is more maintainable and sustainable for your specific body type, whether you're an ectomorph, a mesomorph, or an endomorph. Now, the beginning preparatory period is really important because number 1, we have to make sure we get your hormones in check. We have to reduce stress levels. We have to be able to influence how insulin responds to your body, and that's by making sure you're eating the right nutrients. So we're going to tell you specifically what to eat, when to eat it, and exactly how it should be structured for your lifestyle. You might be an individual that wakes up and you're not hungry and you say, I can't eat breakfast in the morning. So maybe you eat it around 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock, or maybe you're an individual that works really late. So cutting out your dinner too early isn't a great idea because you're up much longer in the evening and you'll end up being really hungry, and by the time you get home, all you want to do is eat anything in sight, or you want to raid the refrigerator. Now, with those environmental and those lifestyle factors being into play, what I would like to do is provide you with a guide and a plan that specifically tells you what to eat, when to eat, how to eat it, and provides the lifestyle structure that you can wrap your mind around. Whether you're the individual that doesn't like eating in the morning, or the individual that doesn't like eating in the evening, or the individual that has to eat in the evening, we're going to give you a template to be able to follow, grocery lists, a very specific meal plan for the next 6 weeks. So listen, if you feel like that you're the prime candidate to be able to start in a preparatory phase to eat for your body type, whether you're an ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph, but you know that you need help just getting started to build that momentum, to start seeing the results that you want to be able to see so you can look and feel healthy the way you deserve to feel, I want you to click on that link below, that add to cart button. I'm only going to allow this to remain up. I think we have 1 week until the launch of this is over, and then the price does go back to $197. So what are you waiting for? Don't wait. As soon as you add this to your cart, and as soon as you finish your registration for this program, for 6 weeks, you're going to be given grocery lists, meal plans, and an actual structure to follow throughout the entire 6 weeks. On top of that, I'm going to offer you a bonus where every single week for the 6 weeks, I'm going to be providing you video tips telling you exactly what you should be focusing on for each week during the 6 weeks. In the beginning, we're going to check in, and at the very end, we're going to have a final check-in, and everything's going to be taken care of the entire time. So what are you waiting for? Click on that button, register now. I want you to be able to save your spot so that in the next 6 weeks, we can see some really serious results and set you up on a path so you can start eating what you need to eat and maintain those results if you are an ectomorph, mesomorph, or an endomorph.